Fraser. What's going on?
What's up, Homer? What's going on? So, word on the street is that you wrote a book that's kind of similar to mine. That's what I've been hearing.
Actually, you wrote the book that's similar to mine because I wrote mine first.
Well, I think we should go discuss our two books and get to the bottom of this story.
Why don't we? My book's called The Odyssey. What's your book called?
My book's called Cold Mountain. Why don't you tell me a little something about your book?
I would love to.
Homer.
Thank you, Fraser. The Odyssey is a story of an Ithacan king named Odysseus and his journey back to his homeland after years of fighting in the Trojan War. Along the way, he meets many interesting personalities, some kind, some wicked. Characters like the gods, Athena, Zeus, these kind of characters, which helped him out greatly over his voyage, and characters like Calypso, who held him back from his goal because she loved him and she trapped him on an island. The second focus of the story is Odysseus' wife, Penelope, and her struggle to live without her husband in her homeland. Just story about it.
Well, Cold Mountain is a story of a Confederate soldier named Inman and his journey back to his homeland after years of fighting in the Civil War. Along the way, he meets many interesting personalities, some kind, but some nasty. Teague, who was leader of Home Guard, which are bad people in Cold Mountain, was a bad character in the story. And then Inman also meets Goat Woman, who was a woman who herded goats, who healed Inman's wounds when he met her. And she's an example of a good person. But there's more to my story. The second focus is on Inman's lover, Ada, and her struggle to learn how to live without her father, Inman, or servants.
Let's go see if we can find some more similarities and differences between our books.
Sounds good.
What's going on, Fraser?
What's going on, Homer? Just, I think we should discuss the differences between Cold Mountain and the Odyssey.
I think we shall. Why don't you start us off then?
Alright, well, in the story, Inman, the main character from Cold Mountain, deserts the war. He just leaves it, trying to get back home. Simply because he's sick and tired of seeing all the killing and all the immoral doings of people.
Well, in the Odyssey, Odysseus, he stays for the whole 12-year battle against the city of Troy, which lasts 12 years. Even though he was wearied of the war, nevertheless he stayed. And then only after did he go back to see Penelope, unlike Inman, who left early to go see Ada, his wife. I think this difference could be attributed to the cultural and the time difference. Do you not agree?
Yes, I would agree, because I would say in America, which Cold Mountain takes place, most people at this time period were very into like freedom and transcendentalistic ideas. And I feel that Inman really believed in transcendentalism because he left the war because of his own belief in not believing in the war. So I feel that has a big part of where and why he left the war.
I agree. I think as my king, he had to stay and lead his people. A king that doesn't believe in his own battle, I think that was a little different from the time.
Yes.
I think differences associated with Ada and Penelope. Penelope was a much stronger character than Ada was. When Inman left, she fell apart basically. But Penelope stayed strong and ruled over her territory.
Yes. Very devastating time for Ada because she had no husband.
But Penelope handled it.
Yes. Well, another main difference from Odyssey to Cold Mountain is in my story, Inman at the end dies.
Oh, wow.
It's very, very tragic.
Really?
Yes.
Who shoots him?
The Home Guard.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Dang, that's a shame. Odysseus lives. He stays. He lives through it all. We're going to go talk about some similarities?
Let's go talk about some similarities.
Let's go take care of that business. Got some water. This is a lot of talking.
Thank you.
Tired out.
Thank you.
Well, think similarities of our books that we read are well, one of the main reasons, the reasons for their voyage. Odysseus, his whole reason for leaving, other than he's king of his homeland, is to get back to Penelope, his wife, his romantic lover.
And as well, in Cold Mountain, Inman deserts the war back home to again back up with his woman Ada. Yes, so I would say that is one similarity between the two books.
I don't know about your guy, but my guy was extremely tired of the war. It was a 12 grueling year battle against the city of Troy.
Yes, yes. And in the Civil War, which Inman is part of, is known as one of the bloodiest battles in America's history. And Inman just got sick and tired of looking at all the immoral doings of his fellow people. So he had to leave the war. He couldn't take it anymore.
I think there's one thing about our writing structure in our books that we alternate chapters. I know I do in my book.
I do as well. I'd have the book starts off talking about Inman in the first chapter, and then in the second chapter it goes on to talk about Ada, and then after that, after Ada, it goes back in chapter 3 to talk about Inman, and it begins to build itself
That's a nice
chapter by chapter.
To the story.
Yes.
Well, on their voyage, my guy meets a Cyclops. A lot of obstacles on the way home. I know that much about my guy.
He meets a Cyclops, did you say?
Cyclops, yes.
You shall not pass.
Yes, I will, Mr. Cyclops.
I challenge you to a duel.
I'm set.
Oh, my eye! I made it through! Wow!
You like that?
That was crazy.
That was good, huh?
It kind of reminds me back to my story with Inman and his obstacles. He comes across home guard plenty of times, and it's some close calls, trust me. But he also comes across a bear.
A bear?
Yes.
Oh, look, Emin's about to fight a bear. Wow! Oh, that bear was vicious.
Yes.
Woo! Well, that was a fine day of talking. I'll see you tomorrow, old chap. No animals were hurt during the filming of this video, Miss Peak.
Or Cyclopses.